The beginning for us was when Josh was 3 months shy of his 18th birthday. He displayed signs of, I thought it was part of growing hormonal, that he was dealing with his father's death, that he had died in 2002, and he was still working on issues. And when things started to elevate to not just manic behavior became over the top. You could not reason with him. He had thoughts of grandeur, that nothing could stop him. Just so far out there, it was unreasonable. And I didn't dare disagree with him because the rage would come. And so I was perplexed to what was going on. I had never been around someone bipolar, didn't even think about that he was. But I wanted to hide it. That was my first instinct, was mothers protect. I was going to take care of it, I thought. And it wasn't until July that I started to face the facts that he was taking off in the middle of the night, could not sleep. And then I finally, when the police woke me up in the middle of the night, towards the end of July, when he had phoned them and asked to do a drug bust with them, that he was from the States, that he was undercover, that I realized they said, you know, they were really God-sent, because they said, either you take him in or we'll take him in. That's your choice. There's something mentally wrong with your son. And I had to face the fact that there was. So we took him to the hospital. He was in there for a month. So they worked on him with antipsychotic drugs and stabilized him. Took close to 2.5, 3 weeks with the lithium when he started to come back again. He came home in October and was relatively stable, but not happy. He was pretty sedated, and he wasn't bound. He didn't have the same Josh, and he maintained from the time he got out of the hospital. He was on lithium from 18 till he was 20, and he never really was himself that whole time. He struggled. He would maintain that there was tightness in his chest, that he felt poorly. You know, his health, he didn't feel strong and vibrant, and that he did in the past before the bipolar had surfaced. So we'd always go back to that. Well, we need to be on this. This is the only thing that will work. You know, it takes a while for the body to adjust to it. You will adjust. And it didn't happen. It was a constant battle to keep him on the lithium, because he did not like the feeling when he was on it. Finally, in 2007, he decided, without my knowledge, that he was going off of the lithium because of a book he had read. I finally noticed, after there was always a stockpile of the lithium, because I always wanted to make sure there was enough, and I realized it was not being used up. And I confronted Josh, and he told me he wasn't taking it, he's not bipolar, and that's the way it's going to be. He was blinded by the mania and the denial that he did not have this. So from from January of 07, he's 20 now, till September 1st, that window, he went through hell. We all went through hell. To see your son lose touch with reality and don't know where they are. They're at risk of hurting themselves. He never was really at risk of hurting anyone. The behavior was so insane when he didn't have anything to control his mood swings, to control his thoughts. He was cycling and spiraling out of control. His behavior, everyone was worried, sick, that he was going to end up dead. When he was 18, I did hear about True Hope from two people, from my mother and from Greg, my partner. And I dismissed it because I thought, oh, here we go, another supplement. You know, you hear of a million of them. And I just didn't pay attention to it. So it was when Josh and I were invited to go to, our doctor was good friends with a psychiatrist from the Mayo Clinic in New York and Mount Sinai, and he had moved back to Calgary, and she was friends with him. Her husband's a psychiatrist, Josh's doctor, and so we went to see him twice, or at least twice, 2 occasions, maybe 3, and he was the one that had brought it up, and he said, well, look it up. He said, a lot of people that I know, and this is a psychiatrist, a very reputable psychiatrist. He said, this isn't science, you know, this isn't a prescription drug, but I know a lot of people that have, and his patients, that have tried it, and it has done wonders for them. So I ordered it, I phoned them up January, and they said it would take about a week or less. And so it came, and right away I opened that box like it was Christmas Day. And I thought, I'm scared, I'm so scared, but I'm gonna listen. I got it. This is something I have to take a chance for his life, to make, just to see. I had to find out. It was probably 5 weeks. This meant so much to me. He came, I don't know where exactly we were in the house, and he started whistling. And I had to stop, and I thought, who is that? And it was Josh whistling, and I hadn't heard him whistle years, since 17, and his dad, you know, he was a whistler. I mean, Josh is a clone of his dad. To hear him whistle was like heaven. It was like bliss. I can't say how much every day I'm so thankful. I'm just so, I don't look like it now, but I'm just so happy. I'm so happy that I got my son back, that he's whole, that he's Josh again.